Our organs are lined with fat layers for protection against injuries. For instance, the fat layers can be found surrounding the heart, kidney, and the eyeballs. Fats are also an important energy source for our body. It yields 37 kilojoules or 9 kilocalories for every gram of fat or oil burnt, whereas a gram of glucose yields only 16.44 kilojoules. Have you wondered why a fatter person feels more comfortable in cold weather than a skinnier person? The layers of fat under the skin helps us to reduce the amount of heat loss to the surroundings. There are thicker layers of fat in a fatter person than in a skinnier person. Thus, heat loss is reduced in a fatter person. Cell membranes consist of mainly proteins and fats. The fats in the cell membranes are called phospholipids. The cell membranes control what goes in and out of the cell. If there are not enough fats in the body, the cell membranes cannot be synthesized, and this will affect the biological processes in the body. The fats that we consume are important for the absorption of the vitamins. Also, some of the cooking oils may be fortified with these vitamins. Some fats and oils are used to make food ingredients. Examples of products are margarine, butter, cheese, and ghee. Some fats and oils are used as base or additional ingredients in non-food products. Example of non-food products are products used in cosmetics, pharmaceutical, soaps, and fuel industry. Study the structural formula of the 4 types of fatty acids shown. Identify and separate the saturated fatty acids and unsaturated fatty acids into the 2 labeled boxes. Drag and drop the fatty acids into the boxes and click Check when you are done. Key in your answers in the empty spaces and click the check button when you are done. What is the difference between saturated and unsaturated fatty acids? Saturated fatty acids only have single carbon-to-carbon bond. Unsaturated fatty acids have at least 1 double carbon-to-carbon bonds. Observe how each of the 2 fatty molecules are produced by clicking on the graphic shown. in the names of the fatty acids and fats in the appropriate spaces in the table. Click Check when you are done. Key in the names of the fatty acids and fats in the appropriate spaces in the table. Click Check when you are done. What can you state about these fat molecules? Key in your answer in the box provided and click Check button when you are done. The glyceryl trioleate is unsaturated because the fatty acid chains have double bonds between the carbon atoms. The glyceryl tripalmitate is saturated because the fatty acid chains do not have any double bonds between the carbon atoms. What can you state about unsaturated fat molecule? Unsaturated fat molecule is a molecule that contains unsaturated fatty acids and has at least one double carbon-to-carbon bond. What can you state about saturated fat molecule? Saturated fat molecule is a molecule that contains saturated fatty acids and has only single carbon-to-carbon bonds. The oils and fats we use every day are mixtures of saturated and unsaturated fat molecules. The oils and fats are classified as saturated if they have more saturated fat molecules compared to unsaturated fat molecules. In the same way, oils and fats are classified as unsaturated if they have more unsaturated fat molecules compared to saturated fat molecules. Which of the oils and fats shown above are saturated and which are unsaturated? Discuss with your friends. Unsaturated fats can be converted to saturated fats through hydrogenation. The catalytic hydrogenation process is carried out by bubbling hydrogen gas through hot liquid oil in the presence of fine particles of nickel catalyst. Why we need to convert saturated fat to unsaturated fat? The conversion of unsaturated fats to saturated fats is to change its physical state from liquid to semi-solid or solid at room temperature and have a longer shelf life. However, some trans fat are produced during hydrogenation as byproducts. Trans fat are found to be harmful to health. Thus, a safer method is used to produce margarine and shortening. This method is called rapid crystallization method. Let's see how it is done. The products that are produced from this method are margarine and shortening. Manufacturing of margarine. The main ingredients are palm oil, palm stearin, and palm kernel oil. They are poured into a mixing drum and stirred. Next, the emulsifier is dissolved in oil and added to the mixing drum. Flavoring is added next, followed by the antioxidant and the coloring into the mixing drum. They are stirred together with the palm oil, palm stearin, and palm kernel oil until they turn golden brown. Salt and preservative are dissolved in water and added to the mixing drum. They are added to the golden mixture while the mixture is being stirred. The mixture is then passed into a cooling device for rapid crystallization to take place. The result is margarine. Manufacturing of shortening. The ingredients for shortening are palm stearin and palm oil. These ingredients are mixed together in a mixing drum. The mixing temperature is kept at 60 degrees to 70 degrees Celsius. The result is shortening. Atherosclerosis. There is a link between high blood cholesterol levels, especially high LDL, and low HDL levels and heart disease. Deposits of cholesterol can build up inside arteries. These deposits, called plaque, can narrow an artery enough to slow or block blood flow. This narrowing process, called atherosclerosis, commonly occurs in arteries that nourish the heart, the coronary arteries. Heart disease, heart attack, and stroke. Heart disease is caused by significant narrowing of the arteries of the heart due to the buildup of plaque known as atherosclerosis. This may cause one or more sections of heart muscle not getting enough blood, and thus the oxygen and nutrients they need. This may result in chest pain known as angina. Sometimes the plaque can rupture, causing blood clots in arteries of the heart that may lead to heart attack, or blood clots in the arteries of the brain, causing a stroke. It is commonly believed that the more fat you eat, the more body fat you put on, and the more weight you gain. Studies have shown that Americans have gradually decreased the proportion of calories they get from fat over the last decade, yet the rates of obesity have increased steeply. The lowering of total fat intake while increasing carbohydrate intake may still make you obese. Besides the calories intake, exercise and genetics may play important roles in causing obesity. Study the results of the blood test done on person A and person B. Based on the results, who will most likely be afflicted with heart disease? Click on the correct person. That is correct. Based on the table, suggest what type of fats should person A consume. Discuss with your friends.